Well, good morning, YouTube. All right, guys, in this video, we're going to do things a little bit different. For the very first time, we're going to do a product review. I had a brand approach me, and it looked like a good product, so I figured I'd give it a try and let you guys know what I think of it. So let's get into it. All right, guys, you can see here, I have the Let's Roll Motorcycle Cruiser Dolly. Now, I think this is a great product for the DIYer that wants to do some work on their motorcycle in the garage. It comes in two parts. You've got the jack and you've got the dolly. There is a little bit of assembly required on this, so let's get it unboxed so we can show you exactly how it works. Now, most of you know I have been a motorcycle technician for well over 30 years, and having the right tools for the job has always been paramount in doing good work. And I can't imagine running my business all these years without having these commercial lift tables at my disposal. It really makes the job easier. But what if you don't have the budget to spend thousands of dollars on a lift table? What if you don't have the room in your home garage to be able to put a piece of equipment like this? They do take up a lot of space and they're very pricey. Well, here's an alternative that may work for the DIYer that wants to service their motorcycle, clean their motorcycle, do whatever they want in their garage. It's much more affordable and takes up way less space. All right, so the first key component in this system is the actual lift jack itself. This pretty much comes pre-assembled. All we had to do was thread in this top post, and you will need a 7/8 socket to operate it once it's all together. All right, and here is the Cruiser Dolly itself. Now, I want to tell you guys, this thing is made of pretty good quality. I've looked at the way it's welded together. All of the tubing in here is 1/8" steel tubing, including the brackets up here that rest underneath the frame. And the arms that hold the casters is 1/2" thick steel. Speaking of which, check out those casters. These things are very beefy, and two of the wheels have the integrated lock in it to keep it stable once your motorcycle is on there. Another really cool feature on this, if you look at this top here, it's almost like a really large grip tape. Now that is on the top of the dolly as well as the lift jack itself, and that will keep the motorcycle from wanting to slide around on the metal surface, making it way more stable. Also, as you can see here, there are two different adjustment holes to set the height of the dolly itself. I'm going to start with the tallest one because most likely that's where I'm going to want to use it. But either way, just simply taking out the bolts, lowering it down, putting the bolts back in. Now, the assembly on the dolly was a little bit more entailed, but it was still super easy. So there are only 2 bolts to hold each top rail to the frame. And then the casters have 1 nut just to go on there to secure that. It took less than 5 minutes to unbox this and bolt the whole thing together. And once it's together, you don't ever have to take it apart again. Right, so let's get this motorcycle lift out of here, and we'll get the Harley in here, and we'll test this thing and see how well it works. So as you can see, I have the lift positioned on the right side of the motorcycle, and I've got the Cruiser Dolly located on the left side of the motorcycle. So that's the way you want to orientate it. We're going to slide the jack underneath. We're going to try to find that good center of balance, which may take you a time or two the first time, but once you know where it's going to be, it'll be pretty fast and easy. All right, so you want to lower the jack down to a lower position here and slide it underneath the far frame rail. Make sure you get plenty of distance past that frame rail. Alright guys, once that is securely in place, you just start raising the jack up, and it should allow the motorcycle to lean over onto the lift and then start raising the motorcycle up. Alright guys, as you can see, I did that, no hands on the motorcycle, just to prove a point. And now that the bike is upright on the jack, you can see it's plenty stable. Now the instructions clearly say not to use an impact on this, but you can use like an electric drill. What they don't want is the hard-hitting impacting action. they can damage the threads on these, and I know that's true because I've had other similar style jacks that have just been destroyed by people trying to do that. Alright guys, and as you can see, the motorcycle is up at the highest point I can get it, and the wheels are all off of the ground, and it is very stable on the lift. Very happy with that. Now we're just going to roll the dolly in underneath. So I'm positioning it where I've got about 2 inches of dolly still sticking out past the frame on this side, and I've got about the same over here as well. So there's more than enough room on this dolly to span all the way across your frame rail. So now let's just take the lift back down. Now once the weight is off of the lift, you can just slide it right back out. One thing I will note, pay attention to the orientation of your casters. If they're both pointed inwards, you may not be able to slide the dolly out, but as long as you have them with enough room, slides right out. Alright guys, now that that lift is out of the way, the motorcycle is fully 100% supported by the dolly. And keep in mind, it has a wider stance than the lift jack did, so it's going to be even more stable. This thing, it's not going anywhere. It is super stable. Let's see if we can't spin her around. Look at that, guys. Nice and easy. If you want to go forward, backward, at an angle, this guy's one-hand operation. Can't ask for any more stable than that. I have absolute faith that this bike will not go anywhere. I'm even yanking and pulling it. Look at that. On the high side, yanking and pulling on it, and it's still not budging. Alright, so now you've got plenty of room to service this motorcycle as necessary. The front wheel is off of the ground, so if you want to do brake jobs, pull the front wheel off, you can do so. The back wheel is also way up off of the ground. You could drop the wheel if you needed to. You've got room in between where the lift jack went. You can slide an oil pan underneath there and get to all 3 oil drain plugs. So if you want to do an entire 3-hole service, there's room to get to everything underneath here. Now, if you just needed this for storage, you had to get another vehicle into this garage, you would just then push it sideways, take it right over to the wall. All right, so I have to say that, you know, first impressions, I am very impressed by how well this works. As I said, it's easy to use, it's well built. And did I mention American-made company? You guys know I love American-made companies. It is a high-quality product. But just look at the stability in this. I mean, I'm yanking and letting go. It's just not going anywhere. This is really, really impressive. I think it would be a great addition to somebody who needs something like this in their garage at home. All right, guys, and obviously, when it comes time to take the motorcycle off of the dolly, you're simply going to slide the lift back in underneath it, take the weight off of the dolly, take the dolly out, and lower the lift back down, and the motorcycle should lean right back over on its side stand just as easily as it went up. So let's get that done. Well, and it is easy as that. Of course, I probably should have pointed it more towards the door before I let it down. So, what do I think of the Let's Roll Cruiser Dolly? So far, I think it's pretty good. Now, we're going to use it more and more and put it to some real tests. We'll probably even make a few more videos on it. But my initial is, it's very well built. It does the job. Now, it has a capacity of 1,200 pounds. So, although my bike was probably only high 700s, low 800s, if you had a full touring motorcycle, you have no problem here. It's going to work. It's going to balance. Everything's going to be fine. Now, the Let's Roll Cruiser Dolly also comes with a lifetime warranty. They promise that if the dolly ever fails while being used properly, it is absolutely covered under warranty. And what? You don't have a Harley? You've got an Indian? Well, they actually make an adapter plate that will work with most Indian motorcycles. I know the 2014 to 21, most models it fits. The 21, 22 Chieftains, I think we're still working on an adapter for that one. So you're covered. And if you go to the Let's Roll website, there is actually a lookup guide where you can put in your motorcycle and find out whether it's compatible. But as a general rule of thumb, if you have a fairly flat double frame rail on the bottom of your motorcycle, it will work. Now, obviously, for sport bikes and dirt bikes, they may not be quite big enough or have a flat enough area, so that may not be the option for you. But as far as the big cruisers go and these Harley Davidson touring bikes, it works perfect. So although this dolly will never take the place of my big, industrial lifts that would keep here in the shop for servicing motorcycles and would take out to the rallies, this is a great product for the DIYer to work on their motorcycle in their own garage. Even cleaning your bike, you can get the wheels up off the ground, you can roll them around, get all those little detailed cleaning areas. So does it get my stamp of approval? Absolutely yes. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and until the next time we see you, keep those engines running.